What's up? How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me on. Very excited to
Oh,
be here.
no, thank you for kicking it with me.
hmm
Now, we met at the Puma Foot Locker
hmm
Women's History Month event.
Wild. That was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun, and I'm so happy that I got to meet a lot of you and get you on the show.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. I didn't get a chance to watch the show, but you told me all about it and I'm just like very thrilled. Like I love like hearing about the whole vibe of it is just like getting to know people one on one and just like, I love podcasts for that reason because it's just not your typical interview. Like you really get to just chill with the person and get to know them. So yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So you're here to
hmm
represent for the females in the sneaker culture.
hmm
And I love that.
Yeah.
So, for those that may not know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
For sure. So I'm Kira Made This. I have been an artist my whole life, but I've just been in the sneaker game for about a little under 2 years now. And I love what I do. So it's bridging two worlds together. So the sneaker world and then the custom sneaker world. So it's like art world, sneaker world, but now there's like the custom sneaker art world. So it's been really amazing lately. I've just been trying new methods with my art, and I've been meeting lots of cool people in this space and just getting to do what I love every day. So yeah, there's no complaints. I just love doing this.
Yes, yes, I hear you. Now, before we get into the customizing, when did that love for kicks start for you?
I would say it started when I stopped becoming a broke student. So like throughout university, I was so broke, I just like didn't have time to get the things that I truly wanted. So I remember like just writing down things that I would want to start buying when I could get like a real job, get my degree. And sneakers were definitely one of them. Like I had little wish lists of things, and for me, I felt like I couldn't go into a community until I was like invested in it. So I was more like like the fly on the wall, kind of like looking at things happening from afar, but a little bit too scared to just dive in, because I think with like anything, it's like if you don't have those things physically, then how do you feel like you're part of that? So it wasn't until I graduated, I got like a job, and then I just started like treating myself for the first time, and it felt so amazing because especially it happened during quarantine. So I graduated right before COVID hit, and then I got a work from home job. So I wasn't seeing friends. I wasn't really like going out doing your typical like 20 something year old things you do on the weekend. And so instead, I just started like looking up like sneakers. It just kind of like happened. And I would go on and off like Googling things about sneakers. I'd see like videos here and there on the internet of people customizing their shoes, especially Timberlands. Like I love Timberlands. So I found this one artist who just does Timbs. And so these were like all secret desires that I'd wanted to pursue, but just being a student, being too busy, not enough money. So everything was like the perfect time, right? Because COVID gave me all this time to do the things that I never got to do and also have all this extra money to spend. So I remember like the first week of my new job, I just like bought two pairs of sneakers and I just started customizing. So yeah, it started with like the Air Force Ones, and now I've really just like been researching new silhouettes, and it's been crazy. Like I just love it so much.
Did you go to school for art or?
Yeah, it was weird because it was like I was in school to become an art teacher. So, yeah, like it wasn't like professional visual arts or anything, but I love like helping other people, and teaching is forever going to be one of my passions, but it felt like a shadow career, right? Where like secretly deep down I wanted to be an artist, but this was more solid and secure, and so I went with that. But life kind of goes in the way that it wants to go. So
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. Do you remember that pair that you were able to buy on your own and treat yourself?
it was just a pair of Air Force Ones. Like it wasn't anything
Oh,
special. And I knew that I wanted to start off simple, but there were so many, like when I was in Foot Locker that day buying shoes, there were so many shoes that I wanted to buy, but the problem was that it was like the guys' shoes, right? So the girls didn't have, I mean, like we talked about this at the Puma event. It's like the stuff that I truly wanted in that store, they didn't have my size. It's even harder as a woman with small feet because like even there were some cool women's shoes where they didn't really have my size because I have like smaller, because I'm Asian, I have smaller feet. So yeah, it was tough. But like, I mean, the cool thing about it is like now that I've like gone deeper into sneaker world, talked to a lot of sneakerheads and just like connecting, I realized there's really cool things like Soul Savvy or Stock X where I can now make more of like a curated collection, whereas before I was kind of just walking into the mall and seeing what was available, whereas now I know like the internet is giving me a lot of freedom to take that back into my own hands and say like, okay, I don't have to just buy whatever's in the mall, there's the internet. So yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, the internet is like our safe place, because living of course like up in Canada, I don't like, we don't have access to as many pairs as if you lived in the States.
Yeah, where do you get your sneakers? Like, do you buy them in person or like online mostly?
I would either like go online, or I would have to ask someone that maybe would be able to help me, or I have family and friends in the States, so it's like, hey, can you see if you can get this for me? I'll send you the money, like kind of thing. So we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, Air Force Ones, that's a good first pair because those are staple and those will like never die.
And I think it was just because going to Catholic school, I was forced to wear the same, like Catholic school, they were like, okay, you have to wear all black shoes. If there's even like a hint of gold or another color, you can't wear them. And I remember trying to get away with it and it actually didn't work. They Sharpied out all of it was really intense. So I was like, okay, I might as well just buy like an all black pair. So I walk into a Foot Locker and I see like these Nike Air Force Ones and I'm like, okay, I guess those ones are cool. I like the silhouette. And I ended up wearing those for 4 years straight every single day throughout high school. So it's like more of like an emotional attachment to that shoe too, because it's been through times with me. So
when did customizing kicks begin for you?
It started in, I think it was end of October 2020. And what I wanted to do for myself was that I wanted to go to this party and flex on everybody and have the best Halloween costume. So, Shigo from Kim Possible.
Yes.
I found like the perfect costume, but I felt like it was kind of basic to just wear like the bodysuit. And I had so much time during COVID, right? So it was like, okay, I might as well do something like a little extra because that's just my personality. I love being extra. So I remembered I had those Air Force Ones and I just realized like I didn't even want basic shoes anymore. I wanted to add my own twist to it. So I started Googling like where can I get leather paints, and it's all stuff that I'd seen before, but I never actually took the time to purchase or research. And so I did a quick Google search. I found this brand called Angelus. It's like the most common like leather paint brand in this industry. So ordered it off of Amazon. It was very expensive because it was directly off of Amazon. But then I had this vision of like, like the green energy that comes out of Shigo's hands. I had this vision where her energy was going to be wrapped around the swoosh. And I didn't even like think about it really. I was just like, okay, I'm just going to try it out. And then I just did it. And I fell in love with the process. It was so weird. Like, I just remember sitting there like 8 hours straight, just painting, trying to prep the shoe for the first time, not knowing what I'm doing, watching YouTube tutorials while I'm doing all this by myself. And yeah, like one thing led to another. I just kept trying different styles and designs, and it kind of became the thing that it is today.
Yeah. I mean, like, you're doing it, girl. You're killing it.
Thank you.
And I saw that you were featured on Complex. And
yes.
It's a network app. Is that just like for network?
Yeah. Live
how did that feel?
It felt like it felt really cool because like with Complex, I didn't really know I was on their radar. They just reached out. The timing was perfect because I was in New York that summer. So the first week I got out to New York, they're like, hey, we'd love to have you on the show. Are you working on anything right now? And at that time, I was actually working on a pair of bands for Anderson .Paak. So it was just like, it felt like a dream because then I got to do it on the show, like at like the place that had hired me to do it. And it was a recording studio. So then I was working on that. And then they just featured me. I got to know the host. His name is Jake Polino. He's super hilarious and such a great guy. So yeah, it was just like a really great opportunity to put myself out there and be recognized for the first time by like a big network. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've never heard of the network app. Are you able to like tell us a little bit about
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so that one I actually reached out to them. So I have a good friend of mine, and he's like a mentor to me. His name is Johnny's Kicks. He's known for this guy that collaborates with a lot of sneaker artists like myself, does like recon work, or hires like sneaker painters to work on collaborations with him. So he did a collab with them, and he gave me the contact of the person who puts these drops on. And so I kind of just shot my shot. I put a pitch deck together, emailed them, and I got on a call with them like within a few days and secured my first drop after that.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you.
Thanks. Yeah, I feel like it's a mix of things, right? Whenever you're pursuing your dreams, sometimes it's people finding you, but a lot of the other times, like, people don't know this, is like you're just kind of like putting yourself out there over and over again.
Yeah. And even like events like the Puma event helped bring us all together, network.
Yeah, exactly. It was so amazing. Like, I feel like these are the things that we need more of, like monthly, like, because we all were hanging out, and it was great because like talking to you, it felt like we all had known each other for a while then after like 2 hours of talking.
Yeah. I love it. So I see that you do more like marble designs. Where did that idea come for you?
That started from, again, another like quarantine adventure. So my apartment had this like really outdated countertop. It was like not hot pink, like salmon pink. And it was just like from the 70s, like really outdated. So I was really bored. I was just like, what can I do to improve this? So I started just like Googling things, and I went down this, this rabbit hole of finding out about resin marble countertops. So it was like, I knew I was on a budget, but I wanted like a bougie looking kitchen. So I learned that you can actually paint marble and seal it with resin to make it look like the real thing. So that was my goal. I was like, I can't afford a real marble countertop, but I can definitely paint like a $32 experiment and just test it out. And I absolutely love that process. It was definitely like a lot of work. Like, I took maybe like a week just to do it, but because I had so much free time besides just working, it was really cool. I was just trying it out, watching tutorials, and then also like figuring out my own techniques along the way. And after that, I had friends come over, and every single person was like, whoa, like, when did you get a marble countertop? But it actually just looked that real. So then afterwards, I started painting sneakers. I thought about like, why can't I bridge those two worlds together? Like, I love doing the home DIY renovation stuff. I love painting on sneakers, and I don't necessarily have to abandon what I was doing before. I can kind of just innovate and mold those two together. So that's the birth of it all. I just tested it out, and then just no one was telling me that they loved it. I just loved doing it myself, so I just kept going.
Exactly. That's all that matters. As long as you love it, it's all that matters.
Yes.
But honestly, your work is so neat. I'm just like, how does she do this? Like, just
it's
the
a
marble
print
I'm
creating though. Like, if you were to see my workspace, you'd be like, this is disgusting. Because just I'm not a neat person when it comes to the creative process time. Like, the finished product looks great, but like my desk is just scattered.
But
So
I can only imagine because like the marble print alone
yeah.
is like, it's very like you can kind of get away with a lot, right? Because marble, there's no
That's true.
specific print for
Yeah.
marble.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then it's still very tricky because you don't want to like mix the colors too much or the lot. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I know I can't do that, but
Yeah.
it's like your
You
work
probably
is,
could. I
I don't think so. I don't think so, but
think it's just patience and trying over and over again. That's what happened. Like it didn't I can't wait to show people maybe like 3 years down the road what it looked like the first time I did it versus like the 5 year mark, right? It kind of just shows.
yeah, yeah. So what's like the I guess the process? Like, is it a lot of time to do a pair?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of time because I just do like layers on top of layers. Like the key is just layers. Like it's not like you just paint it all in one go. Like I really just do like I build up the layers. I try to create like depth, right? So it's like when you do a vein, if it's like a light vein, you want to create like some shadows or like accents. So you do a different color around it. Honestly, I kind of just like don't have a specific rhyme or rhythm for every new custom that I do because I'm trying to like level up from the last time. So whatever I did the last time that didn't work, I will try to figure out and work around things to start something new.
On average, how long would it take you to do a pair?
Hmm. It's an interesting question because it really depends on like the design, the complexity of it. So
Mhm.
say like one of my more popular designs, it's called the Marble Shattered Backboard. It's a tribute to the Shattered Backboard colorway. And that one is one of my most simple pairs because I literally just painted one black layer, so just like one black background, and then did white veining. So that's like at most 2 to 4 layers of work. Whereas like things like my wild card design, which was like a pink, purple, white, all sorts of crazy colors on it pair, that one was like almost, I want to say 9+ layers.
Wow.
Yeah. So I wait for the paint to dry and then I add another layer on and then I just keep going until like I'm kind of happy with where I'm at. So that's
Wow.
why it's like it really depends because the type of marble you're painting is it can dictate how long it will take.
Yes, and I saw that you recently did a pair for like the Raptors or dedicated to the Raptors.
Yeah, it was for an art exhibition. So the this gallery called the Local Gallery, I think they found me via Instagram, and I had like a month to create the just something that I wanted to put in the show. So for me, I wanted to do a mix between the old and the new. So thinking back to like the very beginning of the Raptors, Vince Carter was such an important part of our like basketball culture. Like I think he was like the one to really give the city like the first time, like he was the first person to make us feel motivated and confident in where we were going with not just basketball but just like our belief in ourselves, right? Like he did a lot for the city, so I wanted to do something in honor of him. And he wore the BB4s like throughout his career from the beginning to end. That was his go-to sneaker, and when you think of that shoe you definitely think of him. Like it's like peanut butter and jelly, that kind of combo.
Mhm.
So I wanted to paint a marble design that just like you feel those emotions of like how we felt about him and what he did, like his windmill, like when he puts his arm through the rim. Like how can I make something like that come alive on like a sneaker sculpture?
Yeah,
So yeah, that was my latest pair.
I like it. I like it. I know. I saw. I was
Thank
like,
you.
"Ooh, go girl!"
Thank you.
All right. So
Thank you.
you did one like tribute to the Raptors and Vince
Yeah.
Carter. You said
Mm-hmm.
you did one for Anderson Pack.
Mm-hmm.
Who else did you do one for?
Um, like I guess like the latest pair I was really pumped about that. He was the coach for the San Francisco Giants, so like
Hmm.
the Major League Baseball team. And I think he just found me through Instagram too. So it's been really cool to start doing sports related stuff just because of I like grew up being an athlete, loved playing sports, but in the art world, I never knew that there were so many like coaches or players that really like they cared that much until now I'm in it. I'm like, wow, they actually do invest a lot into the arts, and it's cool to see these two complete opposite worlds come together.
Yeah.
And I just love it because like they give me full creative freedom to do what I want. And yeah, I'm just really grateful. It's been cool building the connections and the network so that I can just like learn more about like what people like, and then just make them feel good when they're walking on the streets.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, how could, just say our viewers, we want a pair. How do we get in contact with you? What's the process?
Yeah, for sure. So I have an email, and usually people either email me or DM me. Just because I've been very new in this game, and I do have like a full-time job, so I don't necessarily like put too much of the business out there because I know I would be more overwhelmed if I had a lot of like easy access to like say click this link and you can order something here or that. So I've just been building really slowly, which is great. So most of my commissions have come through recommendations from my past clients or word of mouth, and I kind of like that because when I do a consult with a potential client, it's usually like an hour phone call that happens, and there's no charge for that. I really just want to like get to know the person for who they are, their story, like what they're all about, what they want with this whole commission before I decide if I even want to go through with the process, just because that's how personal and meaningful like this whole commission will be to me. Yeah. So as I grow, like I hope to one day make this like my full-time thing. Like I would love to just do monthly drops and keep that going, but doing the drops is definitely really time consuming because like this last drop I did with network, I wasn't able to take on any commissions from clients. So yeah, so it's normally just DM or email, but maybe in the future there will be like easier ways to get things that are like directly available, like prints, merch, simpler drops.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, life happens, like other things happen in life, you gotta make do. But hopefully, yes, I see it in the near future. This will be your full-time job.
Let's pray.
Yes, you're doing your thing. So with that being said, what is your take on female representation in the sneaker culture?
Yeah, I honestly love this topic, and like we were talking about earlier, having that Puma and Foot Locker event was so important to me because just hearing like other women in the space, not just through the internet, not through pixels on your screen, but like real life, like face to face, we're talking to each other. It meant the world to me because it made me feel like I wasn't alone in this. Because you know we do go through things that other people might not realize. Like it's not just limited to what we were talking about earlier, which is like, oh, I'm a smaller size and I can't find my size in stock. It can range from that to even barriers of like people not taking you seriously or you not getting the same kind of opportunities as like other people would just because of your gender, right? So I think it's really important to just like start talking about it, but also like making solid change. So even like an event like that was still a big deal to me because that's still moving things in the right direction.
Yes, I completely agree. And what is your definition of a sneakerhead?
I think a sneakerhead is someone who just really like, I think they like the word sneakerhead gets a bad rep sometimes because people think of it as like a very exclusive society where people are just kind of like buying like hoarding a bunch of shoes. But when I think of like a true sneakerhead, I think of the word story, because when you meet like a true sneakerhead, they have so many stories to tell. Like they attach meaning and value to a specific silhouette or colorway because it reminds them of like something from maybe their childhood or a memory in their life, or it's just another form of communication. So yeah, when I think of sneakerhead, I think of stories and communication because that's what I love like seeing when I meet like a real sneakerhead. They just have so much wisdom and knowledge to share.
Yes.
And I want to soak it all up.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why I have the show. Like, I'm just like the opportunity to meet different people from all over the world and hearing their stories and why they love sneakers so much. It's just like, I love it.
I want to like sit down one day and just binge watch all of your episodes, because I know that day is coming soon. But I did see like some of the stuff on your IG, and it's really cool because you are right. Like you're seeing all these people from like all over the world, and all it took was just like DMing them, and now you get to learn everything about their like sneakerhead journey.
Yes, I'm for sure making a lot of friends all over the world.
I'm so sick.
Now, how many pairs do you have?
I never really counted. I have like, honestly, I don't have that many. I think I counted one time. Someone from Complex had asked me. I had like 26 pairs of sneakers, but like ones that I'm like really proud of, maybe like less than 10, because the rest are like either beat up or just I don't really have much meaning or value attached to them. They're just kind of there. I bought them, but there's like maybe like a solid 8 that I would say like I love a lot.
Yeah. I mean, that's still a lot. Like 8 in the rotation, like you wear one every day. And I see you have them, like, are they in like
glass display? I'm still working on it. I'm kind of like fixing my space up right now, so I just got these glass cabinets a few weeks ago, and I'm trying to install like lights in them and add to the collection. I have some sneakers on the way. One I'm really excited about. He's the first customizer that I'm buying shoes from. His name is Edmund Loy. He's from Malaysia, and he does the dyno customs, like where he cuts a hole out and inserts like how do I describe it, like a marshmallow type thread. Like once we have this interview out, I'll send you a photo so you can show people, but he's best known for that stuff. So I'm really excited about that sneaker. It's like an Air Force One high, but it's red, and he's got like the dino skeleton stuff coming out on the top. I don't know how to describe it.
No, that's different.
Yeah, it's super different.
That's so different. Well, I don't know if you're gonna put it on your page or send me the picture. Hopefully I can
send
put
it to you. Yeah.
I want to see that.
Yes. Yeah. So those are on the way. I'm very excited. And for me, it's just like a mix between like simple colorways. Like I've got the court purples, I've got the carmines. So like my collection is mostly like a mix between like the very simple classic sneakers, but then also like a mix, like some other like custom sneakers, some that I have from friends, collaborations, and so I love the mix that's going on.
I love it. Okay, with that being said, let's start kicking it.
Okay,
so the 3 questions that I ask every guest. What are your top 3 / go-to pairs, and if you have them, we want to see them.
Okay, so my top 3, I think they're actually 2 of them were there. I have my carmines. Those are like the classic re-release that came out actually like earlier last year. So I got it from my friend who I think he got them for retail and just he sent them over. He does like reselling sometimes, so he got those for me. And then I won those in a raffle in Victoria, BC. There's a store called Complex Clothing. They do raffles once in a while. So those came out and I was lucky enough to get a pair. And then the third pair that's my go-to is actually like a collab sneaker I did with this guy named Jigga. He's a sneaker artist based in New York, and he's known for like really poppy, colorful designs. And so we collaborated on this pair, and maybe I can bring them over.
Yes, we want to see it.
Give me a second. Okay.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Okay, so out of all the sneakers I own, I think these ones get the most compliments because they're two-toned.
Wow.
So I did the marble base. Don't know if it's...
Yes, I see it.
And then he did the cartoon style art. It's just like a bunch of things that I love.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think out of all my shoes, I can't go anywhere without like people commenting on these.
Yes,
So
I love those.
yeah, they're just Air Force One lows. But yeah, I love these to death. Just like all the color.
Yeah, and that's the thing with sneakers too. You can customize it, make it your own, and it kind of like represents you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, are there any past releases that you wish you caught?
Definitely the New Balance 2002 Rs, like the protection pack ones.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. I don't know what it is about those shoes. I love them. It's just like the rugged, like, you know how there's like a hole that goes, it's like the hole goes into the shoe. I don't know how to describe it. You'll have to throw a picture up for people. But it kind of reminds me of like a cave.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I definitely want those shoes really bad. A bunch of like New Balance shoes, to be honest. Like I had the chance to get a bunch of like Salehi Bembury's releases with New Balance, and I just sat on it, and I sat on it too long. And now if you go on StockX, it's just the prices are crazy. But yeah, I'm a big fan of New Balance lately. They've just been like dropping a lot of crazy things.
Yes, they have. I want a pair too, and I'm just like
you as well.
Yes.
Which one do you want?
I want the 550s.
550s, they're so nice. I'm actually customizing a pair right now, and I feel like the look of it is just like more elegant than an Air Force One. Like it makes me feel like I've gone back in time, but like back in the day, like the 70s, the 80s, the clothes are just like way higher quality. Yes. That's how I feel about that shoe. It's just better quality.
Yes. Yeah. I definitely want a pair. It's just like, it's kind of like, as you said, like an Air Force One kind of reminds you how like, it's just a classic shoe. It's classic. It will never kind of like die. I mean, hopefully we can get soon. Yeah. Okay. So are there any upcoming releases that you plan on going for?
There were a couple. I just didn't remember. Oh, everyone kept tagging me in that Air Jordan 4 canvas one. I don't even know. People were like, you should customize this one. You should customize it. But I don't know if I would just leave it or if I probably would try to customize it. So that one I was pretty excited for.
I think it would be a good idea for you to customize it, but it also, maybe you should get 2 pairs and then you customize one. And then
if I can secure a pair.
Yeah.
I heard there were like a couple of re-releases happening. I was excited about this one, but I didn't have time to go do the raffle. But you know, the new Dunk High that came out with the Age midsole. It was the women's Dunk High vintage black, like that. I feel like I would just keep that the way it is. It's nice. It's versatile.
Well, there you have it. You answered the 3 Kicking It questions. Now it's time for our soul or troll. Okay. So these are some trolling questions that could be about sneakers or could be about life, just to get to know you a little bit better. All right. Would you rather always have wet socks or always have a rock in your shoe?
Oh my God, I think those suck. How big is the rock? Is it just like...
I think it'd be a rock that you can feel in your shoe.
I feel like wet socks, I can still walk a lot, so I'd probably go with wet socks.
Okay.
Yeah,
not bad. Okay, let's do one more.
That's an interesting one.
Oh, wow. Okay. Would you rather go camping by the garbage dump or go camping by the sewage treatment plant?
Aren't both... What's stinkier? Garbage dump? Sewage? I think the garbage dump might be less stinkier.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think like sometimes garbage dumps are not as bad. Sewage dump, it's like you can smell it forever. Like it's ongoing.
Yeah. And you just know what that is. So you're just like,
no.
Okay. All right. So go camping by the garbage dump.
No.
All right, well, there you have it. We did our soul or troll.
That was fun. I like the little box you had too. That was a
Yes,
nice
it's
touch.
like a little homemade box.
Very cute.
Now, before we sign off, is
Yeah.
there anything that you would like the viewers to know that's coming up for you?
I guess like for me, I usually kind of just have a lot of things coming up. So one that I'm really excited about that's coming up like next week is I'm doing a Nike Air Max 90 drop with another sneaker artist. His name is Tragic. So both of us are sponsored by Angelus. That's how we're kind of connected. And he's been in the game for a long time. So he's been customizing sneakers since like 1998. Like I was born in 1996, so that's just crazy to me. Yeah, so it's really cool to just be working with someone who's just so knowledgeable and like very talented. He is like best known for his Air Mag customs. So like he took the classic Nike Air Mag and reinterpreted it in like a Nike Air Max. So he knows how to put the LED lights in the bubble of the Air Max 90s. And so we made a light up sneaker, but I painted marble on it. So there's like a two-tone marble, and then he inserted the lights into the shoes. So the shoes literally light up as you walk.
Wow.
It's so wild. Yeah, it's fancy. So we're releasing 5 pairs next week, and it's just like first come, first serve. He's sold like over 400 pairs of those in his lifetime. So it's just wild to like add 5 more to the roster. And I will be displaying them at my next art opening at Toronto Collective. They have like a really cool art opening going on where it's a bunch of sneaker artists that will be displaying work. I'll be showing those off. Like they'll be light up so people can come and look at it and check it out. Getting to know people, being at the show. They have a b-boy competition on Saturday, so it's going to be wild. A lot of stuff going on, but I'm really excited about this drop. I hope people love it, and we hope to just keep doing more if people really enjoy what we're doing with it. The rest of the stuff is just really cool. Just like one-of-one commissions. I've been working on a lot of like really meaningful ones, some stuff for like more coaches. So just yeah, all sorts of different commissions I'm working on that really pumped about.
I like it. I like it, girl. Keep it up. Keep up that hustle.
Love it.
Yes, keep up the hustle. Thank you so much for kicking it with me.
Yeah, I really appreciate you having me on, and I'm glad we got to like chat in this space as well, because I know we just chatted like more as like a group in the Puma event. So it's great to like chat with you one-on-one today.
Yes, I mean, keep in touch. Just let us know your Instagram one more time.
So my IG is at Kira Made This, so KiraMadethis. The same on all other socials as well. So you guys can find me over there.
All right. With that being said, I guess I'll kick it with you another time.
Yes. Awesome. Bye.